Hey guys, and welcome to our Wolves game review. I'm here with Delane and Brad. Hey boys, going?
Good, bro. How are
Yeah, good man. Brad, what about you?
Yeah, bro, going good. How are you?
Oh mate, I'm ready to talk about our beloved Spurs. But before we do that, I just want to say to everyone that's watching this video, please smash the likes and hit the subscribe button, and let us take off. So, boys, Delane, I'll go to you first.
you? Yep.
What was your impressions of the game on the weekend against Wolves?
Look, it was a clean sheet. I reckon we definitely definitely got the good win for the boys. I reckon Perisic played well. Definitely played well. Man of the match. But Charleston came on. He looked so hungry. He wanted to be on that pitch as soon as he can. I think Sanchez covered the Romero spot, which is he did very well, very very well. Um, yeah, look, definitely what we needed to go into next week. So hopefully we can keep this up.
Brad, your thoughts?
Look, it was a good game. I feel like we could have put maybe two or three more goals on them. To be fair, we were just slow on the ball, but win's a win. We'll take it. And like the lane said, Perisic, for a person who's 34 years old, he's an absolute machine, and he's fitted in the team well. And yeah, just when Richie came on, you just felt the tempo of the whole team lift, and that's what we needed. So yeah.
Yeah, look, I completely agree. I think Perisic is definitely a man of the match. I think what bugs me is that everyone talks about how good he is, but it's the fact that he's just doing the wingback's job properly. You know, he runs at people. He did the little step over on the outside of and Collins to come clean it up. And he's a great cross of the ball. I think he should be taking corners, but then you look at his assist for Kane. You go, well, if you can do that in the box, then. But Sonny and Kane can't cross and can't free kick. So for me, it was a good win. I don't think. I think on that point you made of us not burying chances, I think that we were very lucky that Wolves weren't hitting their chances either because they were all over us in the first half. It was quite painful to watch at times, watching Ruben Neves just control that midfield by himself. And with the slowing of the ball, yeah, it was like Wolves just. I watched it back today, and there were just one touch pass. There was no second, third guessing. I feel like we take our time on the ball. We don't actually have in our mind the next step. It's always get the ball and then we think about what's going on. Especially Royal. I did say in the watch along that I thought Royal was getting better with attacking, but I kind of put my foot in my mouth on that one because after like the first two or three runs he made it looked good. The rest of the half or the game, for that matter, he was scared to cross the ball. He didn't want to put the ball in first time, and I say it on the stream, and I say it now. If that was Kieran Trippier, we would have had a
Or
lot more
Surge.
chances at goal because they would have just put the ball straight in. And Kane was winning headers against Kilman. That's how he scored. He got away from Collins for the goal, but if that header that hit the upright, the crossbar, sorry, he beat
Yeah,
Kilman in the air by a massive
yeah.
amount. So, talking of Kane, 185 goals, top goal scorer for a single club in PL history. What do you think about that, boys?
Fuck, he's a one of a kind striker. I say that one of he's he's one of our own. Good to say that he's one of our own. He deserves it. Even though he hasn't won trophies, I still say he's one of the best strikers in the world. By far, by far. He can do it all. He can pin balls. He can drop deep into the midfield, pin a ball to Son. And you've seen that. You've seen what he can do. So I say, no, that's a big, big thing for him. So yeah, that's my thoughts on Kane. I reckon he deserves it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
He definitely deserves it.
And I think his goal also was Tottenham's 1,000th goal in the Prem. We're only the fifth team to do it, apart from I think it's United, Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, maybe City. I'm not sure. They've banged in so many goals recently. I don't even know if it's them.
Speaking of Kane's goals, speaking of his goals, which one was your favourite?
There's one right now, but I'll let you go first, Brad. You might say my one.
There's two.
Oh,
There
here we
was his one against Arsenal,
go. Oh, it's my one. Which
or there's his one against Palace. Was it last season, the season before? Right hand side of the yard box, and just didn't even look. He just shot, and then hit top left bins, and it was just like,
that was the one against. Yeah, that was
rip.
the year before. Year before.
Yeah, year before. I think when Mourinho was there.
Yeah, and Gareth Bale
Yeah,
was there.
Gareth Bale. It was just like rip. You just got shit on.
Well, I know my favourite, and it's the one where he's wearing the clear face mask and he cuts in off the left, past the right back, and
He looks like
bangs it.
Scuba Steve.
Yeah, look like he does look like Scuba Steve, and he sprints to the corner, rips his mask off, jumps down. I think he won us that game. I think it was 2-1 or it was 2-0. I know it was a second goal, and it was just the euphoria of seeing him and he was cheering. The camera's right in his face. Lamella does he falls down with his arm out, and I think I had that photo as my Facebook cover photo when like a couple of weeks later. But that's my favourite. But what about you, D?
On the top of my head, there's so many. Probably that one when he takes his face mask off, or it'll probably have to be when he goes the duck in August when he never scored in August. He scored against Fulham.
Yeah.
He scored against Fulham. Probably that's one of my favourite because he never scores in August, and then
he had that stigma for a couple of years that
he did.
He could score in August, and then all of a sudden he banged like 4 or 5 in August and didn't score for like 3 months.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so that one, I reckon that was probably my favourite.
Yeah, well, the guy scored over 200 goals. I'm trying to find exactly. I can't remember how many goals he's actually scored for us in total of all competitions. I know in the Prem he's is it 186, 187? Sorry, 185. So he's one. I think he's second or third now. I need to.
He's third, isn't he? He's above Aguero.
Yeah, he's one above Aguero, one or a couple below Rooney.
Sorry, boys. I should have looked this up before we started. So for goals, it's Alan Shearer on 260, Wayne Rooney on 208, and then it's Andrew Cole on 187 and Kane on 185. So, the thing is, Kane's already scored 2 goals in the first 3 games. The way we're playing, once we get that right wing sorted, and Perisic, if Perisic keeps going the way he's going, stays fit and gets those balls in, Kane's going to hit 20 plus this season, and he's 23. So he has to hit 25 plus this season to be second or joint second with Rooney. I mean, he can do it. He's scored 27, I think. It's his highest, or 29. But then the way he plays these days, he's more of an assist and a striker. So, but yeah, it's hard to imagine how many goals he has scored. There is a few others in there, but I just can't think of them on top of my head. But that Arsenal goal always sticks in my mind.
Well,
it's the one goal they always replay.
Yeah,
he's scored 185 for league. He's scored 14 in FA Cup, 7 in League Cup, 44 in Europe, and that's it. That's it. So he's put some away.
Oh yeah, definitely. He's
for a one-season wonder.
Yeah, well, you look at he's got 185 goals and 43 assists, right? So that's 100. That's 228 goal contributions, and he's only played 285 games. So you think, like, if you put that into, he gets a goal and assist every game and a bit. Every like 80, like not 80 minutes, roughly about 100, 110 minutes, he's either assisting or he's scoring. Now, obviously, if you score 3 goals and don't score for 3 games, like Ronaldo last year, he scored 3 sets of hat tricks, and everyone was like, "Oh, he scored 18 goals," but did fuck all for the most of the season. So it's
Yeah, it
kind
didn't
of
against
stat pad it
us.
that way. But speaking of assists, now we had a little debate on the watch along, and I've seen it on social media with most Tottenham fans about our wonder boy Sonny. Now, I made the statement of saying that I feel like he's tired and he should get a rest, and I backed it by saying he shouldn't be dropped. But with the run of games that we have coming up, and especially with City in sight and the next 3 games now, I think it is Forest, West Ham midweek, Fulham on the weekend, I feel like it's the best time to give him a rest, especially with the World Cup coming up. That's why we bought Richarlison.
Plus
Richarlison,
City.
well, City's after Fulham, so I would do it where Richie plays this weekend. Son plays midweek. Richie starts on at Fulham. Not saying Son can't come on, just he starts off on the bench, and then
I,
Son's ready for City because we all know what he can do in City.
I think Richie should start this week, no doubt. I reckon he should just give Sonny a break, give him the rest. Like he's played all preseason. He's played basically all preseason. Basically, went
He
over to
started all 3 games. Yeah, and
Mm,
Korea, he played internationals before. He played like we all went to like the boys went to Nations League, and he was playing for Korea, banging in free kicks and shit. While and it was hot there as well. So he was training in the summer a lot longer than our boys were, and then obviously he got run ragged with Conte's training, preseason training. So I feel like Sonny's one of those players that he has those lulls where he doesn't do anything for 8-9 games, and then he goes bang 1 goal, and that's it. He's on fire. But I feel like it's because he gets played so much that with Richie there, we can say, son, take a break. Come on when the team's tired, rip him, get that goal, get your confidence back straight away. Boom, next week you're starting. He bangs in 2 goals.
exactly. Yeah, I reckon.
That's how I see it. What do you think, Brad?
Yeah, look, I think I called it from the start. I think in last game, remember it correctly that I said Richie should have started over Son. And like you stated as well, Son's probably tired. That's why I probably would have chose Richie over Son. Because, like I said, the momentum, once Richie came on, it was forward, forward, forward. Like he was always trying to beat that line, allowing Kane to drop back. When Kane was dropping back, Sonny wasn't really pushing up into that striker role. He was always staying out. Richie was always on the hip of the last defender. And I feel like if he was on for a longer period of time, I feel like he could have scored. But
he almost did.
he almost did.
Twice.
I know.
Yeah,
And it's like
exactly.
He was unlucky with the cut in.
And
He was
didn't he
unlucky.
outside of his foot, his right foot?
Yeah.
It just came out of nowhere.
He ripped Collins, who played really well, and even the
did the little nutmeg.
He nutmegged him, and then if it wasn't for Neves coming across, he would have had a shot on goal, and I think he would have
got a goal.
And
would have
that
been
second
top
one,
right bin.
yeah, it would have been. And I think on the second one where he broke through, that was all him. Both of them were all him. I think if he just tapped it a little bit, went on his left, then he may have near post, but Jose Sar's a good goalkeeper, so you never know. It's a 50-50 with that one. But I think that first opportunity, if Neves wasn't there, he already turned Collins inside out. Kilman, I think he turned inside out, cutting in. I think Neves was the one that saved it, and if Neves wasn't there, that would have been the start of his goals, and I think that would have really pushed him. He looks hungry, and he looked hungry against Chelsea. We looked lackluster against Chelsea. They're all over us, but as soon as Richarlison came on and he gave that extra burst of energy, and that's why I think it's not a form thing. I think it's energy. I think Son's a bit tired, and when Son's tired, you watch that. We watched the what was it called? Fucking Amazon documentary, All or Nothing, when Lloris rips into Son for being lazy, and they have that mad bust up in the changing rooms, and that where Lo Celso's like holding Lloris back. It's because Son can be lazy at times on defense, and I feel like it's harming Cess as well, and that's why Perisic looked better, because Perisic does a lot more he's a lot more confident, so he does his defensive abilities, but he's not scared to take them on. And you saw that little buddy, he did a little sidestep and fucking boom, straight across, puts it straight in. Like he's not scared to do it. And at that half turn he got where Kane hit the crossbar, where he was right in the corner, and he saw the ball loose. He went fuck it, boom, hit it, and Kane launched at it. Like that's where I think Sonny doesn't help. Like whereas Perisic is better because he's more experienced. So he knows what to do when his
Mm.
strikers have been a bit lazy, but that's why Cess has been a bit. But Cess also needs to fucking pull his finger out and start attacking people. I feel like he's too scared.
Yeah, but
But,
saying
Yeah.
that too, but I reckon we need to bring Doherty back on too, because like I said at the start, Royale had what 3 good runs at the start of the game, then died off. I
I
reckon
would say
Doherty.
good.
Well, Doherty's got the crossing. He bombs
Oh,
into the box as well.
he's just more attack minded, and
That's
that's
what I mean. I think
why.
Yeah,
that's what
he
we
is.
needed. We need that. You know what I mean? Like, I know he's slower than Royale,
No, I
but
don't think so. I think they're the same
he has
pace.
more. I reckon he's got more benefits than Royale. To me, really, I'd put Royale on the bench and then bring Doherty on the start.
I reckon Doherty's got a
I'd
better
like to
cross
see
than
that this
Royal,
weekend.
but
What do you
He-
think? What do you think the reason is though? Do you think it's because Doherty's 27, 28 and Royale's young, and maybe Levy's come in and said, "Look, we want to try and get rid of Royale. He's the player you don't want." So it's the transfer market. Maybe if you kind of show him off a little
I don't
bit,
know.
or is it because we bought Spence and Conte's like, I didn't want him. He wasn't even on the
the club
bench on the
wanted them.
weekend,
Yeah,
and
but
he's
look at
like,
Yeah.
"Well,
Doherty
fuck it, I'll
last
keep them
season.
both."
Like,
Yeah,
before
but
he
like
got injured, he loved Doherty, Conte.
Yeah, but sometimes managers do it like Mourinho did it. I can't remember who it was with. He kept playing. It might have even been Aurier, Serge, where he wanted to get rid of him. So what he did was go,
Speaking of
I'll play
Serge,
him.
he would have fit. He would have fit perfectly in the
Yeah,
system.
Yeah,
he
I
would
think
have.
so too. I thought that,
But
and I
then
think I said it on the watch
who
along.
would have sold that? Because if filling those roles, we would
What?
have had to at least like
I wouldn't
Cess.
have sold. I wouldn't have bought Royal
You got
if we
Paris.
knew we were going for
Yeah,
Conte.
I wouldn't
And
even sold Serge in the first place.
the crazy thing is, Nuno played that system with Doherty. He just had
Mm.
this mindset of this is my starting 11. If you're not in it, you're out, and everyone hated
Exactly.
it. That's
Yeah,
why no
yeah,
one
yeah.
played. But like Serge was here. Was he here at the start of last season? I'm not too sure.
Nah, he went
No, he was
when
gone. He
Mourinho
was
was
gone.
here. He
But
was
like if we
gone
had
in
him,
2020
yeah, maybe in Jan he got loaned out, didn't he? And then they
Jan.
bought him.
Yeah,
Now, didn't his
But yeah,
contract
no,
get terminated?
yeah, I think so. Yeah, he was a free
yeah, he
agent.
got
I was
terminated.
taking it back. If they said we're bringing Serge back, like sweet, get rid of
Nah, I would have gone
Royal.
for
He'll play
Trips.
perfect in this system.
But nah,
Perfectly.
Trips. Looking at Trips,
Oh,
12
trips.
mil to Atletico Madrid, banged in a goal on the weekend, and like I was saying it, we're not putting the balls in to Kane, and I
Open your
get
mouth then.
Collins is 6'4". Kilman's like 6'2", but Kilman didn't look that comfortable to Kane, and Collins was
No.
playing well. But I think if the more balls get put in, Kane can win him. He's beaten some of the best centre backs in the fucking in the world. In
Yes,
headers. I
yeah.
think he's beaten Van Dijk. He's beaten all the United defenders, or he's beaten nearly every defender he goes against, whether it's in the air or on the feet or on the floor. So Trips would have been. I would have said I wanted him back when we were looking for him because he's playing that role wing back. He can sort of defend. He's like a Doherty. He's better at attacking, but defensively he's not bad. Like I wouldn't say
No.
Royal's better than him defensively. I think Trippier's just as good and a lot better at attack. And he serves a dead ball and he gives us the crossing. And he's got a way better cross than Doherty and Royale put together.
Yeah. I reckon.
Yeah, definitely.
I reckon. Yeah, trips would have been good in the system, in the
And
context
Serge
system.
would have definitely because Serge
Serge would have teared it up in the system because he can attack.
he's quick too.
He's quick. He can cross the ball. Defensive wise, he does get a bit too aggressive. Does get a lot of cards and but more attacking minded. Yeah, definitely Serge and Trip. 100%.
Well,
100%.
don't rip
Let's
us in the
just-
comments, boys. But we're not saying that we want Serge. It's more of a if we were to pick between Serge,
He'd fit
Royal,
our role now.
he'd fit the role a lot better because of how he is with defense.
exactly.
You talk about the defense, but then he has Romero behind him, which Romero is like a red card waiting to happen. But still, he has a defensive cover where he doesn't have to worry about getting back as much. So he can attack and he can focus on attack. Whereas before, we were fucking playing Sanchez, Dyer, and Davies. Now I know we played that on the
we played at the
weekend.
weekend, bro, and look how that back went.
I mean, we were still shaky in the middle, but
But Sanchez
played
when he
really
comes
well.
on, it's weird. He has like a good run of games, benched,
No,
had seen him for a
he's
couple of
actually
weeks, and then he comes back and rips up again.
he's actually had since Conte's come in, he
Oh,
hasn't
yeah.
played a bad game, and I
It's been
think
his
that's
best
just
season.
Conte. but I don't think Conte likes him anyway. But to me, if Sanchez can keep that consistency in the back and play the way he did on the weekend, then I don't think we need a backup. Like I already said, I wanted a creative midfielder, not a fucking Cam, but someone who is a bit more creative compared to Bentancur, Højbjerg, and Basuma.
Plus we got Skip coming into, which is defending.
And I wanted a centre back. But if Langley is a ball playing centre back, so he can help with pushing up the field. Davies is a solid left side centre back. He's not the greatest, but he does his job. He's a great servant of the club. He'll retire with us because he does the basic things good. And if Sanchez can stay on it, and him and Romero are pushing for that spot, remember they're both South American, so they're going to have that fiery competition as well.
Yeah,
Argentina and Colombia. So I think that's. Sorry, what were you saying?
No, I was saying you're talking about a midfielder. There's talk of getting Ziyech from Chelsea.
Well, he's not really a midfielder though; he's a winger.
Yeah, but they're saying that they're trying to fit Conte's attacking midfield, but he's a winger. Could you reckon he could push into the middle and play that role?
Well, if anything, Kulu would push in, or Kane would drop, and Sonny would go in the middle, and Ziyech. But Ziyech is a right-sided winger. He plays on Kulu's side. So for me, I think Kulu can play centre attacking mid. I think he has the strength.
Kane.
Well, he has the strength. He has the ball playing, and he has the shot. Because he's not quick. But then Ziyech, he doesn't really done much at Chelsea, but that might be because of the system. I mean, he had Lampard, then he had fucking what's his face after Lampard? Is that Tuchel after Lampard, hasn't he? And Tuchel, I don't know. I don't rate Tuchel as much as I know we drew 2-2, but I think that was because we just played shit. I think if we were on it, we would have tore Chelsea apart. It's just we weren't on it at all. And the way they played against Leeds and the way Tuchel comes out with all this shit, it's like Klopp 2.0, but at least Klopp's got some clout, you know. He fucking won the Prem and won the Champions League. Like I know Tuchel won the Champions League the first season with Chelsea, but you know, in the league he hasn't done anything, and he played really bad for the last year in the league, like calendar year.
But I reckon if you weren't really a midfielder, I reckon. Well, Zaniolo's pretty much said he's not gonna.
But he's a winger though. Oh, he's more of a winger. Cam. I just think with Conte's system, you need to play a midfielder that can play centre mid and do but you don't want it to be too defensive because.
What about Madison?
Yeah, I mean, I'd take him if we front up the money, but I can't see us chucking the money at him. But Leicester are losing all their players. They're demanding 70 mil for Fofana. So if we go for Madison, they're gonna want nearly 100 mil for him. I don't think Levy's going to chuck out 100 mil.
Yeah, Madison would be good. I like Madison,
and he's English.
He's a decent free kick taker too.
He's a decent. Well, if you chuck in Madison, then we'd have. I wouldn't even have Son or Kane touching any of the dead ball.
No, so I wouldn't mind even Madison or Ward-Prowse.
Ward-Prowse actually, yeah. Look, I would take Ward-Prowse.
Played in Højbjerg as well.
I reckon he could fit attacking role.
He just doesn't have
probably better than Madison. I reckon, to be fair.
I mean, if we got both, it'd be great. But I can't see Ward-Prowse leaving Southampton. He's Southampton's golden boy. He went through their academy. Like the guy nearly got the most free kicks in EPL history, and he plays for Southampton. Like he's literally, he's their talisman. And if he's gonna leave, it's gonna have to be guaranteed because he knows he's guaranteed to start every week. And he's a good player. I've always, funny enough, I first knew about him on FIFA like 8-9 years ago, and I'd always buy him because he was a good centre mid. And I think he's a really good. He's a no nonsense centre mid. He's not, he's not the best, but like his dead ball is insane, and we have a shit dead ball. We can't seem to. Well, Perisic is here now, so I think he should start taking him. But he Ward-Prowse is a dead ball specialist. Like he scored that many free, and he always seems to score against us with free kicks.
Yeah, bro.
I think he should. It's either I think Madison would fit our system, or fit our system good. Can't think of any midfielders. Can't think of anything
Neves.
else. Where?
Watch that game back. I'm telling you, watch the mini on Optus Sport tomorrow. Watch Neves. There's so many
Okay.
times where he turns and he pings a ball and he just knows they're there, and it's a boom like that pass to Nunes when he headed it and it went past the post. Was it Nunes that went? I think it was Nunes, or was it Juarez? Whichever one of those boys. He literally got it from the midfield. He looked up 1 second, got the ball, touched it, and then dunk straight through the top. And if they got good connection, that was a goal.
Yeah.
Talking on that goal, though, I made a point and I got the shits in the watch along, but I'm going to say it to it now. Lloris, I'm getting sick of his statue watching the ball roll along, hoping it goes out, because there's a few goals we've scored in the last 6 months where he's done that and it's rolled straight in, and you think, why aren't you diving for it now? I know he was a world-class goalkeeper. I wouldn't say he's, I think he's top 5 in the league still in terms of shot stopping. When he's on it, he's one of the best in the league. His kicking game's horrible, and I think that's our problem as well. We want to play from the back with 3 at the back. He's not a ball
That scares me too.
goalkeeper.
That scares me.
When he's on the ball and they pass it back, I feel like he's going to fuck it up all the time, or he's going to clear it out for a throw-in, and he always does it.
Yeah.
I love him to death, and I know he's our captain per se. If Kane's not, well, he is our captain. Kane's like kind of the set, like the vice captain or whatever. What do you think? Should we keep him until he retires, or should we start looking for a replacement?
I think he'll go back to wherever he wanted to go back to. I forgot where he wanted to go back to.
I think he wanted to go to PSG, but PSG are going to replace Donnarumma for Lloris.
No,
I think
way.
he wanted to go back to his boyhood club.
Was it Lille that he came from?
Yeah, Lille or someone.
No, it was Leon.
I wouldn't mind seeing Foster start this weekend.
I mean, Foster's just there for the quota, really. Like you think about it, he is for the quota.
But I want to see how he goes. He's a giant.
He was at Nice. He started at Nice, and then he went to Lyon, and then he came to
back
us.
to Nice.
I mean, I wouldn't blame him. He's won a World Cup, Champions League finalist. Didn't win it, but
I'd know. Look, I'd be happy.
I think
what academy players do we have as goalkeeper? We still got Alfie.
Brandon Austin. Alfie Whiteman's been out on loan. He won't cut it. Austin's played in preseason.
He didn't seem to be too bad.
I don't know if he's American or English. I'm pretty sure he's English, but he might be American. For me,
I've heard that we're trying to go for Leeds goalkeeper. What's his name?
What's his?
He's
a young bloke. He's a good goalkeeper. Like he's a good shot stopper.
Him on FIFA just before.
He is. Yeah, I always have him on FIFA. He's a real good goalkeeper. I can't remember his name.
What's his name, bro? It's right there under my tongue.
Oh, mate, we're shocking tonight.
Oh, we are.
Yeah.
I'm trying to have a look.
Because I've heard that we're looking at him as a replacement for Lloris. Now, I wouldn't mind him because he's young.
Yeah,
Meslier.
No, he's a good goalkeeper. He's young. He's agile. He is a good goalkeeper. To me,
he's a French international as well.
To me, though, Nick Pope, I would have just got him. Newcastle are looking, and the thing is, because of all the FFP rules, they've had to kind of stretch out. Like so, when they bought last year, I thought they were smart buys. Callum Wilson, I've said for years I would have had him. I love
Callum Wilson
because he's a good striker and he was playing for Bournemouth.
Missing tooth.
But he was playing for Bournemouth at the time. This is before they got relegated, and this got 4 years ago. And when we had like he was our backup. It might have even been when we had fucking what's his name, young bloke, Dutch guy that was horrible.
What? Playing striker
after Soldado, he was like 21, banging in goals and did nothing for us. Anyway, I'm shocked at him.
Was it Vincent Janssen?
That's it, Janssen. So when we had Janssen, I said when Janssen was getting sold, I was like, I'd take Wilson if you take as a backup, because you take Kane off. Wilson's a decent striker. He's a different build. He's a bit more of a poacher, and he's I think he's a good striker. But like the way they've bought, because they've got to stretch it out over 10 years instead of 5, They're about to buy Isak, who banged a goal in against Barcelona the other day. They bought Botman, who's a good player. Obviously, got Bruno Guimaraes. They've got Saint Maximin. They've bought Nick Pope, which I think we should have went for. Like,
Yeah, definitely.
he's one of the best goalkeepers in the league before they got relegated. You know, he played for Burnley for so long. I don't even know why he's not the England goalkeeper, because I don't think that.
Well, Pickford plays good for England, shit for Everton.
Yeah, but he's fucking Tyrannosaurus Rex. Have you seen how long his arms are?
Fucking T-Rex arms, mate.
Like, everyone mocks Sterling for his run, but
you know who runs the same as him, but too Saka. I was watching the All or Nothing today when they were like, "Oh, it's all they had to do is lose to Norwich and be pumping 5-0."
Oh yeah,
and he runs like that too, bro. It's so funny to watch. Like,
but yeah. So
I reckon,
moving on this weekend, moving on because we haven't got too much longer to go. Forest. Now they've bought, I think, like 14 players.
They've spent the most in the league already.
Yeah, but they've also we've bought 7, and they've bought double that to fit the team, because they don't want to be the yo-yo club. And they bought Morgan Gibbs-White from Wolves, who was good last year, best centre mid last year in the championship, from what I saw. What are your predictions for this weekend?
Look, last time we versed him was a bit tough.
Yeah, we lost to him in the cup, which we have him in the cup as well.
1-0 to us. I'm nervous about this one.
Yeah,
I just hope we can put it on.
I think it's the way we're playing at the moment is making us nervous. If we were clicking, we
definitely
wouldn't be worrying. Like, if it was the first game when we scored 4 goals and we beat Wolves with 2 or 3 goals, I think you'd be a bit more confident. I'm kind of the same. You don't know, but to me, it's 14 players, and a lot of them are going to be in the first team or on the bench. It's a lot to change.
It is
so quick. Like, even for us, if we bought any more players, we do need a couple more first team. I think there's a couple of guys our right wing back, and maybe one of our centre backs or goalkeeper need to be replaced. But if not, we get a backup for those positions. But for Nottingham, they've changed half their team.
Yeah, I reckon we just need a centre back and a right back.
What do you reckon, Delane? How are we going this weekend against Nottingham?
As you boys said, I'm nervous about this game. Look, I reckon we could get the win. I know it's away. We're at Nottingham Forest. And they just brought 14 players like Dean Henderson, Jesse Lingard. I'm hearing they're trying to get Serge Aurier. I'm hearing they'll try to go for Serge Reguilon as well. Alone. I reckon we'll keep a clean sheet. 2-0. I reckon 2-0.
Yeah, I'm going for a 2-0 or 3-0.
Yeah.
I think, as much as I'm nervous, I do think, depending on how we go, if he starts Richie, I think Richie gets 1, Kane gets 1, and then maybe
Son comes on and bangs one in.
Or Son comes on, yeah. Even if Son starts, I think Nottingham's a team where you just tell them, gun ho, go crazy. They're going to be, not saying they're shit, but they're going to be they're touted one of the teams to go down. They're going to play well, but they've got a lot of new players, so it's more of a, none of them have played against a caliber of Kane yet. No. They beat West Ham 1-0.
West Ham also haven't scored a point or even scored a goal this season.
Yeah,
so
West
coming
Ham
up against us will be a lot different.
Yeah, so
don't know what's going on with them, man.
Don't
know what's going on.
I touted them to be, they drew with Everton, which is a bit weird. They drew with Everton. I know Everton scored in the last minute. They didn't know, towards the end. So, Nottingham looked okay then. They beat West Ham, and then they had the first game of the season. They lost 2-0 to Newcastle. So, I mean, we should be beating Newcastle, Everton, and West Ham when we play them. We should be. Doesn't mean we will. So I think this is a game we can, score 2-3 on. I'd like to be 2-0 up at half time, and then if we do play Son or we do play Richarlison, whichever one, or even Kane, if Son's on the bench and Kane's on, bring Kane off. We got West Ham midweek.
Yeah.
It's a London derby. Even
Yeah.
Kulu, get more around on that side. I
Or
think
even get
Doherty
even
Even
should
Jet,
try.
start.
even try Jet
Even
Spence.
I mean, I
yeah,
don't know. He's not in the squad. I would have put him in the squad. I would start Doherty and have Jed Spence as the backup, to be honest, if
yeah.
I was
Yeah.
Conte. But he wants ready players. He
But he
might see
wants
Yeah.
something.
more to drop back too.
Well, Mora would be. He's good defensively and he's good in the air, so I don't mind that. I don't mind if, but I'd preferably start. Like
Yeah,
Mm.
at least Mora's going to put the ball in the box. At least he's going to attack. The only thing with Mora is he's not very
He's
good
dribbling.
dribbling. It's
yeah. He
like he's
looks
a
so
baby on
unco. He's so
ice.
messy.
Yeah.
It's like
So what
watching
we
Ali
could do?
dribble.
So what we could do there is have Mora where Kulu is, and then have Spence and Doherty at the back and piss Royale off, get some more money in, and get another centre back.
Well, that's the thing. We're waiting on outgoings at the moment.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
all.
we got Wings and Dombele.
Well, Double's
No,
gone.
Dombele's gone.
So
Yeah, banged in the goal for
Celso's
Napoli
gone.
first game.
Yeah, he
that's
did. He
right.
did. I seen that.
Yeah, but
What
come
about
on. I
Bergwijn,
watched the
boys?
goal. Bergwijn got sold.
Yeah, but
He's gone.
he's banging in goals for Ajax, getting man the matches
Yeah,
and
but
stuff. Like,
Riverday's like compared to the Prem, and he was
yeah,
starting,
It's
oh,
so much different.
yeah,
and it's Ajax.
yeah.
Ajax win every year. So
It
I
is.
mean,
It is
look, I'm
different,
not.
but still, where
I
was
wish
that
he
when we needed
stayed
it?
because, like, you can imagine the rotation of Kulu, Bergwijn on one wing. You have Sun and Mora on the
Richie.
or actually no,
Gone.
Bergwijn played on Sun side. So Sun, Bergwijn, Kulu, Mora, Kane, Richarlison, like that's 6 players that apart from
Perisic,
maybe
Cess, yeah,
Perisic, Zest, and then like to me, I would have
Doherty.
kept Bergwijn, sold one of the Doherty or Royal, and then brought in a right wing back to start. Like, it's hard.
I would have
I would have.
sold Royal.
Well,
Honestly,
he's
Royal up
22, so they've got
Doherty.
more
I
money
know.
for him.
Doherty, I reckon, just I don't know. I like the way he plays. I feel like he fitted our team last year before he got injured,
Yeah, well,
before he done his knee.
he's got good chemistry with Dyer.
He
They're
does.
like best
Mm.
mates outside
Yeah.
outside football, so they always go away
Yeah.
together.
But I reckon
Yeah.
I'd like to see Conte change it up a little bit. That's
Well,
Yeah.
I think the only the thing that's stopping us from changing form is our left back. So I wouldn't mind if we can't break down teams and like Wolves did, they matched us like for like, and that's what restricted us. Same with Chelsea, they matched us like for like.
Mm.
I would have loved it if
Yeah.
Conte went, all right, fuck yeah, Davies left back, Royal right back, taking one of the centre backs off. Most likely would have been, would have been. Well, you would have had to take a Perisic off, but I would have pushed Perisic forward into like an attacking mid role and then done 4-2-1-1-3 or 4-2-3-1, where Son and Kula were cutting in or going wide, and
Yeah.
then Perisic is sitting behind Kane and feeding Kane.
Mm.
Or you have
Yeah.
Perisic go wide, Son goes in, Kane drops back, and then you have Kane feeding all three. Like, to me, I can see us doing that, but I don't think that Davies is a left back anymore. He used to be, but I think he'd get torn apart with his speed. He's just too slow now.
What would be nice
But-
to see is we put Richie on the right, and then we got Kane dropping back, and Richie and Son just bombing.
Yeah.
I reckon that would be filth. Once Son's back, I reckon we're gonna have a nasty end of the back end of the season if he can pull his finger out of his ass.
Yeah, even Richie going out wide and then having Kane dropping deep. At least Kane can find him because Richie's quick. We know he's quick.
Yeah.
All Kane just has to do look up and you'll see Richie on the burst and just going and just gone. And then, I reckon the system would work. Or even have Kulu drop in the middle. Richie can play on the right, can't he?
Well, Richie can play in front. Yeah, he can play anywhere in the front three.
Yeah,
Even Sonny can really. Like, I know he likes to cut in, but Son's got a wicked left foot too.
Oh
So
yeah, he does.
It's not like he can't hit with his left foot. He's banged outside of the box with his left foot before.
What was your favourite Sunny goal?
Oh, easy. 2020 when this is when it was COVID and we counted Kane fed Son. He had Holding in his sights, was running at him, cut it
that was my
aside,
one.
and then banged it from like 35 yards,
Yep.
top left hand corner.
Yeah.
Boom! Like that
He was not
was
saving
sauce.
that.
That was mine, bro.
That or the goal.
Leno was not saving that.
Nah.
The goal last year against Norwich when he got the
That
golden
was a
boot.
good one.
When he
Golden
banged it
boot.
outside the box and he lost it because he knew that he joined. I don't like this whole thing of he won the golden boot. No, you shared it with Salah, just like Aubameyang,
Yeah.
Salah, and who shared it that year. I can't remember. Someone else shared it. Like, to me, that's not a golden boot. That's a shared golden boot. Like, it should have an asterisk. But unlucky for Son that Salah got that last goal. But that one, or the one against Arsenal where he banged it. There was one cheeky one he did, and I'm pretty sure it was against Watford. Trippier rolled it to him. Like, he had a shot, it went wide. Trippier rolled it to him, and then I think he nutmegged the defender, and he went to the bottom left-hand side of Gomez, and it trickled in, and it will still win the game or something. It was like 80th minute. It was a couple of years ago. The Arsenal goal outside the box. Kane rolled him, and Bellerin and AFTV were going off their nut because Bellerin wasn't chasing. He just banged it. That was just
Or there's
the
one where he's, I think it was the Tongan. I think it was against
Burnley.
The Burnley game. How can we forget the Burnley game? The one
when he ran the whole field.
When he ran the whole field and ripped them apart. I mean, I like a banger outside the box. You've seen me on Pro Clubs. I like the outside the box bangers. I don't like the.
I think the Dortmund one does it for me. The Dortmund one, the Champions League, with Vertonghen. Vertonghen was playing he was playing left back. Vertonghen.
Yeah.
Whips it in, and then it comes, and then he just scores off his right. Like, I think, he did some weird jump in the air, and just goes on the side of his foot into the goal. And then you just see him and Aurier do the handshake towards the end. The secret handshake, whatever they do.
Mine's that handshake. Arsenal goal. I could just every time I see that
she's so much
sweeter Burnley.
I think it's just so much sweeter with Arsenal.
Yeah. Makes me froth.
Yeah.
Like Lamella, you're going to pick the Rabona against us. Actually, no, the Rabona in the Europa League where he banged it outside the box, and it was rolling to him. I can't remember what team it was. Was it Ludogorets? No, I can't remember Ludogorets. You boys probably don't remember it, but it was in the Europa League. It was before we made Champions League consistently. It must have been the first season we bought him, or second. And the ball's rolling in the outside the box. And it Rabona it in, and I was like, that's filth. That is dead set filthy. Like, he's just one of those players. But moving on, because we're going to have to wrap up soon. We drew this morning with for the Carabao Cup. We've got Nottingham Forest, so that'd be a repeat of last year. Just a round earlier, I'm pretty sure.
Let's hope it's not.
I mean, yeah, we did play very well last year. I think that was one of was that Nuno's last games, or was it Conte's first? One of his first, because we played that Mura game in the fucking Conference League. We got slapped up, and Conte lost his shit. I think that's a game we we can win. It's a cup game. Any team can win a cup. Like, us going to the Champions League final, no one touted us to do it. No one put a bet on us, but we got there. So, and then tomorrow morning, 2 a.m. in Australian Standard Time, so in about 5.5 hours, the Champions League gets drawn. So, we're going to do a video for that. It's probably going to come out Saturday night Australian time. We're going to do a little prediction and reaction to the pool. Who would you like to see us go against, boys?
Arsenal. Oh, wait, sorry, I forgot. Nah. It's hard. Like, I don't know. Well, we can't go against any of us, so I don't know. Let's just see where we get picked, I guess, and we can beat any team in there, really. Like, we've proved it a couple of years ago. We made it to the final, so I think we can do it again.
Yeah, so if you look at the pots, we're in pot 2. So pot 1 is Madrid, Frankfurt, City, AC, Milan, Bayern Munich, PSG, Porto, and Ajax. So we can't play City. So we're either going to. So out of that group, I'd go for probably Porto or Frankfurt, if I'm honest. But as I always say, if you're in the Champions League, you're going to be playing the best teams in Europe, regardless. So sometimes, like that season we had Barcelona, sometimes it's better having them in our pot.
Exactly.
Exactly right.
I think Ajax, Porto, and Frankfurt, like, I'd be confident against. The rest of them, obviously, they're the top teams in their respective leagues, so it's kind of like I don't know. I think we could beat them on our day, but we're going to be dodging. Well, obviously, we can't get Liverpool or Chelsea because obviously English teams. We're not going to get Barcelona, Juventus, Atletico, Sevilla, or Leipzig. So the only team I'd be scared of there, well, the three first teams: Juventus, Barcelona, and Madrid,
Yep.
Atletico. And then the third pot is Dortmund, Salzburg, which is a Austrian team, Shakhtar Donetsk, Inter Milan, Napoli, Benfica, Lisbon, and Leverkusen. And then pot 4 is Rangers, Dynamo Zagreb, which we lost to a couple of years ago, or was it Dynamo Kiev, whichever one? Marseille,
Dynamo Zagreb.
Copenhagen, Club Brugge, Celtic, which is good to see both Scottish teams in the Champions League again. Victoria, I don't know how to say her name, flies in, and Maccabi Haifa. So, who out of those teams, if you want me to repeat the pot 3 and pot 4, what teams would you pick? So, out of pot 1, Brad, what do you reckon? Who do you want?
Can't pick it. Like,
what I'll do, boys, I'll bring it up so you can kind of.
Just can't pick it.
So we have who out of pot 1, boys. Who you going? Who you going for? Who would you like out of?
I'll go Milan or Frankfurt.
You want AC? You won the league last year.
Why not get them done early?
Okay, Blaine.
To be honest, I like the versus Ajax. Get that.
I'll get Stevie back.
Get Stevie back onto it. Nah, yeah. Look, Ajax or it's so hard because you just don't know what these teams are gonna do. You just don't know what they're gonna do. Like they could show up. Like Frankfurt could just show up, and who knows? Like they could just destroy us, which I hope not. But if we really want to get a team out of the way, I have to say Real Madrid. If we want to go best against the best, go Real Madrid.
That's a fair call. Pot 2, we're on pot 2, so we can't go many teams in pot 2, obviously. Pot 3, you got Dortmund, Salzburg, Donetsk, Inter, Napoli, Benfica, Lisbon, or Leverkusen. Now, I'm going to go straight for Shakhtar or Salzburg. One of those two would be good. It's easy, or I think they're the easiest in there. Maybe even Lisbon. What about you, boys?
I'll say we'll say get a little bit of revenge on Inter Milan. Get a little.
I forgot giving us Bastoni. Give us Bastoni.
Yeah, give us Bastoni, or even like Napoli or Sporting SCP.
Oh, that's Lisbon.
Lisbon.
I even wouldn't mind going against Benfica because Super Jan's still there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Forgot he was there.
Yeah. So if I was to pick, I'd probably pick Shakhtar or Salzburg. They're the two that I would pick out of that. What about you, Brad?
I go Salzburg and probably Benfica. To be fair.
Yeah.
Well, in that last pot, I think we can beat all those teams, even though I'm pretty sure Copenhagen beat us in the Europa League a couple of years ago, or Champions League, 1 or 2. But if there's anything, I'd love to go for one of the Scottish teams. I just think that'll be great for an English team to versus a Scottish team, and then start putting this myth to bed that Rangers and Celtic can play with the big boys. So I'm going to piss off some Scottish people out there, and I'm not sorry, but I'd love to see a Celtic or Rangers in our group.
Yeah, I would too. Like Celtic and Rangers, yeah, I'll definitely go for them. They're probably like one of the easiest clubs to probably get for.
Just so we can smash mini David Luiz, Mr. Arsenal that got pushed out. You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I reckon, one of those Rangers or Celtic, both of them, I'll definitely want to verse them just to rub it in their face.
What about you, Brad? Who do you reckon?
Rangers.
You want to go for Rangers?
Yeah.
I mean, either of those, I'd be happy with either of those teams. Purely because, like I said, the Rangers, the Scottish English rivalry. But like I said, I wouldn't mind Guendouzi getting smashed by Romero just to shut him up from when he was bragging about beating us a couple of years ago.
Yeah, 100%.
So if you're joining people and put your predictions in for the Champions League draw, and then when we do the video for the Champions League draw, we'll get your predictions then for the actual group. But I think we're going to wrap this up, boys. A few of us have got to jet off work in the morning. So cheers, boys, for joining tonight. We'll try and get these done more often. Trying to make some more content for the viewers, and we'll see you. We'll have a video out by Saturday, and then we'll see you on early Monday morning if you're in Australia, or Sunday afternoon anywhere else in the world for the watch along live for the Nottingham Forest game. So thanks, boys, for coming.
No worries.
And,
Cheers for having us.
No worries. All right, boys.
Make sure you like and subscribe on the channel.
All
And
right,
as
boys.
always,
Talk to you later.
stay Spursy.
All right,
Stay Spursy.